All right, let's see where we're at so far. Okay, so we have learned to look at the molecular ion peak. Of course, okay, this one tell you the molecular weight. You can use the nitrogen rule on it. Okay, haven't talked about rule 13 yet. We have moved on to the M+2 peak, which tell you the presence of bromine and chlorine and iodine. Okay, if you see the M and M+2 peak have almost 1-to-1 ratio, approximately, it tell you got one bromine. If you see 3-to-1 ratio, that's tell you the chlorine. This one is not an M+2 peak, but if you see a peak at 127 mass per charge, tell you got an iodine. Okay. Now the question is, what would happen to these peaks when there are multiple bromine and chlorine all in the mix? Okay. All right. So if you have 1, 2, and 3 bromine, the M+2, M+4, M+6 will look something like this. More like, whoa, hold on, M+6, what? Let me explain. Okay. All right. We have seen this before. One bromine, you see M+2 almost 1-to-1 ratio. When you see when you have 2 bromine, you're gonna see 1-to-2-to-1 M+2, M+4. We'll talk about why you got M+4. Okay. And lastly, if you have 3 bromine, you're gonna see 1-to-3-to-3-to-1 ratio, and this one goes up to M+6. How you get there? All right, let's talk about the one bromine first. I have a bromobenzene. Okay. All right. So if I have a bromobenzene in the solution, put this solution into the mass spectrum. Okay, the chances are 50% of this is bromine 79, and the other 50%, well, 49.5, right, about 50 is bromine 81. In the mass spectrum, if you look at the M and M+2 peak, should be an equal amount, almost 50-50 ratio, 1-to-1 ratio. Okay. All right. When we have 2 bromines, what's going to happen? Okay, when you have 2 bromines in it, okay, here's a chances are like this, are like probability. All right. You can have bromine, both of them can be bromine 79. Okay. Another possibility is one of them is bromine 81 on the left side or on the right side. Okay. The mass of these 2 species, they have the same mass, right? It's at M+2. Okay. And the last possibility is both bromines are bromine 81. Now, this guy's really heavy, right? Compared to the M. This is M+4 peaks. Look at the chance. 25%, 25 plus 25, this is 50, and the last one 25. That's why you see a triplet like that, 1-to-3-to-1 ratio. Okay, that's why you have that when you have 2 bromine. Let's try 3 bromine. Okay, what do you see? 3 bromine, so the chances are all of them are bromine 79. One of them can be anyone, bromine 81. Okay, these have M+2. The next possibilities are 2 of them are bromine 81. This is M+4. And the last possibility is all of them are bromine 81, so M+6. Okay, now you can see that you can do the math at 12.5%, each one 12.5 each. Okay, 32.5, I don't remember, do the math. Okay, and the last one 12.5%. You see 1-to-3-to-3-to-1 ratio. That's the reason why when you have 3 bromine, you're gonna see a quartet like that, 1-to-3-to-3-to-1 ratio. All right, that's explanation. Now, chlorine is a little bit complicated because chlorine 35 and chlorine 37 do not show up, do not exist equally. Chlorine 35 is 75%, chlorine 37 is only 25%. Okay, excuse me. If some of you great at math, the probability, you can derive the information, the calculation turn out to be like 3-to-1 ratio for 1 chlorine, 9-to-6-to-1 to 2 chlorine, and 27, 9-to-1. That's 3 chlorine. In the case that you have bromine and chlorine in a mixed, okay, so 1 bromine, 1 chlorine, 3-to-4-to-1, 2 bromine, 1 chlorine, 3, 7, 5, and 1, 2 chlorine, 1 bromine, 9, 15, 7, and 1. All you have to do is compare and contrast, okay, to this chart. You're gonna have this chart. You can look up this chart, I'm sure. All right, so here's how it works. So the question is gonna be something like this: if you have this mass spectrum, how many bromine and chlorines are there in this compound? Okay, so the this peak are labeled clearly. So M+ peak, M+2, and M+4. Now, what do you do here? Well, you gotta compare, contrast. Okay, this one you should be able to. Depends on how much you're familiar with it. But if you do for a while, I'm gonna know that okay, this look like this one. So 1 bromine, 1 chlorine. This compound contains 1 chlorine and 1 bromine. In this guy. something like that. This is how it works. Okay, the rest is gonna be go practice this. Okay, practice make perfect.